Did you know that before BTS there was Sobangcha? And did you know that the Asian financial crisis actually played such a huge role in the boosting of the Hallyu wave? And do you know who's the actual father of K-pop is? Well, watch the video and learn about the 10 important things or events that I think shaped K-pop to what it is today. Yi Bongjo, Kim Dae-won, and Shin Jong-yoon introduced Western sound to Korean music. The influence of Western music on these three artists actually began during their performances for American soldiers stationed in South Korea after the Korean War. The US military bases became unexpected cultural hubs where local musicians were exposed to Western dominant genre. Shin Jong-yoon, often called the godfather of Korean rock, was particularly captivated by the raw energy of American rock. His early exposure to guitar-driven music inspired him to experiment with similar sounds on his own work. Lee Bong-jo and Kim Dae-won followed suit, incorporating elements like electric guitars, drum kits, and modern vocal techniques, breaking away from the more formally structured trot and ballad music dominant in Korea at that time. The reception was initially mixed. Some critics viewed this modern music as disruptive and overly rebellious, associating with Western decadence. However, youth culture began to embrace the sound, drawn to its energy and its defiance of the old musical norms. And that was the hook. As soon as the younger market embraced the sound, musicians found a formula. Western sound, they realized, is the secret ingredient to the hearts of Korean youth. The blending of Western and Korean sounds during this era planted the seeds for the genre fusion that would later define K pop. The integration of Western rock, jazz, and blues with Korean melodies became a blueprint for Korean genre blending approach. Modern groups frequently mix genres like hip hop, EDM, and R&B with Korean lyrics. These are the things that K-pop is known today. And it all started with these three artists, Lee Bong-jo, Kim Dae-won, and Shin Jong-yoon. So Bangcha, the first and original superstar K-pop boy band. In 1987, three sharply dressed young men with perfectly synchronized dance moves burst onto the Korean music scene as Sobangcha. That actually means fire truck. They set the stage literally on fire. They took the Western sound Lee Bong-jo and others introduced and combined it with dancing. They became teenage obsessions. I know that the clips that you're looking at right now may not look much, but at that time, this was the bomb. So Bangcha's blend of smooth Korean melodies, American disco beats, and a dash of hip hop flair was a revelation for Korean teens who had never seen anything this cool before. It was like a whole new world for them. Their hit, What Happened Last Night, didn't just stop charts, it triggered a fan frenzy. Record labels suddenly started seeing flashing won signs, scrambled to create their own boy bands. So Bangcha, however, wasn't just a band. They were a full-blown pop culture event, setting the blueprint for every synchronized heartthrob failed group that followed after them. Roh Tae-woo became president. Roh Tae-woo, South Korea's sixth president, was known for his corruption scandals, later facing bribery and mutiny charges tied to the 1979 coup and Gwangju massacre. But his presidency also marked a turning point for the country's democratic and economic reforms. He actually opened South Korea to foreign influences, including Western music, movies, and consumer goods. By opening the market and allowing all of these things to come into South Korea, he unintentionally helped shape modern K pop. Raw's market liberalization allowed Western musical influences to enter the South Korean music industry, helping shape K-pop's fusion of genres. His reforms indirectly paved the way for South Korea's cultural export boom, blending traditional elements with Western pop, ultimately becoming a global phenomenon. Arrival of hip hop culture through American soldiers. Following the Korean War, the Yongsan Garrison, one of the largest U.S. military bases in South Korea, became a hub of cultural exchange. American soldiers stationed there often brought elements of their home culture, music, dance styles, and fashion trends. Local Korean musicians and performers, many of whom played at clubs and bars around the base of American audiences, were exposed to funk, soul, R&B, and of course hip hop. These are genres virtually unknown in Korea at that time. In fact, So Taiji and Boys, often revered for modernizing K-pop, was influenced by the American culture that was dominating that area at that time. Their breakout hit I Know, which was released 1992, was actually a mix of rap, rock, and dance, shocking traditional music critics but captivating younger audiences who craved something new and exciting. The hip hop dance battles seen around Yongsan bases heavily influenced the rise of choreographed dance routines in K pop. Groups like HOT, Sitch Kais, and GOD incorporated breakdance inspired routines, mirroring the pop locking and b-boy styles rooted in hip hop culture. So Taiji and Boys' biggest contribution is fashion. While the incorporation of Western sound in Korean music was already happening way before So Taiji and Boys came into the scene, So Taiji and Boys did pick up the then contemporary sound dominating Itaewon and made it mainstream. But their unique selling proposition was actually in their fashion. They debuted in 1992 wearing oversized baggy pants, snapback caps, and flannel shirts, directly influenced by 90s American hip hop culture. Their look mirrored global icons like MC Hammer, Criss Cross, tapping into the rise of hip hop streetwear. The loose, exaggerated silhouettes broke away from the formal suits and ballroom aesthetics that dominated Korean music before them. And after that, they just continued introducing American streetwear trends in every comeback that they make in South Korea. They actually popularized headwear like caps, which became a signature of K-pop urban style. Bold footwear choices such as Timberland boots and high-top sneakers completed the hip-hop look, emphasizing casual rebellion. This shift towards urban streetwear made K-pop youth-driven and relatable, aligning music and personal style as part of the artist's identity, something that remains central and very, very important in K-pop today. The Asian financial crisis in 1997 inspired government cultural investment. When the Asian financial crisis hit South Korea in 1997, the nation faced severe economic turmoil, exposing the vulnerabilities of its traditional industries. In response, the South Korean government under President Kim Dae-jung took a bold and unconventional approach, investing in culture as means of economic recovery and national branding. Viewing cultural products like music, television dramas, and films as potential export commodities, the government significantly increased funding for a Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism, established the Korea Creative Content Agency, and subsidized film and music production. This strategic investment modernized the entertainment industry, leading to the rise of polished, market driven content designed for global appeal. The shift paved the way for the Hallyu Wave, a global fascination with Korean pop culture. K dramas like Winter Sonata became massive hits across Asia, while idol trainee system emerged, producing groups like HOT and BOA who achieved regional success. So by the time all these musical acts started becoming big, the country was ready for them. There were venues to use, regulations to follow, and funding for companies or agencies that need it. The government support allowed for exporting Korean culture intentionally with dramas, music, and film productions across Japan, China, and Southeast Asia. They created a demand for Korean content. The government funded the creation of Korean mainstream art and laid the foundation to make exporting them possible. So it wasn't just funding, it wasn't just regulation. They also helped in marketing their products to other countries. What began as a national recovery strategy became a masterclass in soft power, turning a crisis into a cultural empire where K-pop became the center. Yu Jae crisis and took idols with him. While the government was trying hard to help these agencies market these idols, the music and dramas to other countries, Yu Jae was helping market all of these idols, the music, and the other celebrities domestically. He is known as Nation's MC. He is actually a household name in South Korea, one of the most beloved celebrities in South Korea. He is the guy who can turn anyone into a fan favorite with his trademark mix of razor sharp wit and impeccable timing and self-deprecating humor that somehow roasts without burning. Whether he's playfully teasing an idol or making a hilarious fool of himself, his comedy never crosses the line, making him a beloved figure both home and abroad. He built such a strong and impeccable reputation that the general public trusted him. That allowed him to give idols and other artists the proper exposure. This helped in making K-pop idols become popular in South Korea, sustaining the growth of the industry domestically. Without Yoo Jae-suk, many K-pop idols would have missed out on the massive visibility that variety shows provide. And that is important because a lot of people actually don't know that the general public in Korea watches more variety shows than they actually do music programs. His shows don't just promote music, they let idols reveal their personalities, making them more relatable and lovable to the masses. His reputation is so influential that when Yoo Jae-suk praises someone, fans and the industry listen. He's also a master at creating moments that let celebrities shine, boosting careers of many idols. Whether a celebrity is a rookie or a veteran, sharing screen time with Yoo Jae-suk is basically a career blessing wrapped in comedic gold. BoA signs with Avex. When BoA signed with Avex in Japan, many raised their eyebrows. She started out singing at the Avex-owned club Velfare and only reached the top 20 of Oricon chart, but BoA kept slugging it out and even took Japanese lessons on the side, which led to her second Japanese studio album, Valenti. The album was a massive success, selling over 1.2 million units and sent her to the top of the charts. Way before Rain claimed to be Korea's Asia representative, and way before DBSK became a legitimate superstar in Japan. Oh, they were massive. BoA was the queen, and in so many ways, she still is. She was the first one that poked a hole in that mighty wall that shuts Koreans from Japan. She paid the dues for many Koreans, and she was the guinea pig, and her success taught Avex, SM, and other Korean talent agencies on how to approach the Japanese market. One of the lessons is Japan's preference for cute performers over overtly sexual ones. Her success in Japan not only opened doors to other Korean artists in terms of getting past the Japanese listeners' territorial nature, but it also showed artists that there are other paths to success. Instead of trying to make it big in the already saturated South Korean market, they can choose to start in Japan, where they occupy a different niche. The revenue can then be reinvested for further expansion. And that's what SM Entertainment did. After BOA, they sent DBSK, and oh boy, did they succeed. BTS's The Most Beautiful Moment in Life started. The Most Beautiful Moment in Life Part 1, released in 2015, marked BTS's shift from purely youthful rebellion themes into more complex storytelling. The accompanying music videos for tracks like I Need You and Run introduced symbolism heavy narratives that hinted at friendships, loss, and trauma while intertwining the members in a visually emotional storyline. Fans were no longer just watching a music video, they were being drawn into a cinematic universe. BTS's lore-driven marketing redefined fan interaction in K-pop. Fans weren't just streaming music or buying CDs. They were decoding clues, discussing theories, and creating entire fan forums dedicated to piecing together the BU storyline. The symbolisms in MVs like burning flowers, hourglasses, and mirrors led fans to analyze every frame for meanings and trying to connect the different music videos and the different materials that they were putting out in order to understand the totality of the story. The interconnected storytelling allowed fans to emotionally invest in the characters' growth, mirroring their own struggles with youth, loss, and healing. The lore also sparked fan fiction, artworks, and video essays, turning passive listeners into active participants in BTS's creative universe. And that is the key. BTS managed to make their fans a part of their universe, of their music, and of their career. Fans weren't just cash cows who would just consume whatever they were putting out. Fans weren't just cash cows who would just buy whatever it is that they're putting out. BTS made their fans a part of the story that they are telling, and by extension, the career that they are building. The depth of BTS's storytelling also motivated fans to learn Korean, since the lore clues were often hidden in Korean lyrics, diary entries, and concept notes. Fans worldwide became curious about understanding the original message and the nuances of the language. BTS's The Most Beautiful Moment in Life series didn't just elevate their success, it revolutionized how K-pop artists approached storytelling and fused art with marketing. The narrative became the marketing piece. The storytelling spanned an entire era and attracted profoundly engaged international audiences by keeping them hooked to the story. Just like how movies like Avengers split their story in several parts, BTS split their narrative across albums and slowly revealed the story through music videos, songs, books, and others. Both the narrative and the engagement of marketing styles struck a chord across cultures. This cultural curiosity of the fans expanded their influence beyond music, turning BTS into global ambassadors of Korean culture. By combining universal themes, a cinematic narrative, and global fans' interaction, BTS didn't just gain popularity, they reshaped the global music industry. And more importantly for K-pop, BTS actually put K-pop in the map of the global music industry. Lee Soo-man establishes the K-pop system. During the early 70s, a singer going by the name of Lee Soo-man wanted to try metal. But he realized there was no place for that in Korea. Disgusted at the lack of opportunity to innovate, Lee Soo-man decided to go attend the California State University, Northridge, where he pursued his master's degree in the field of robotics. At the time, pop in the US was booming. The names Michael Jackson, Madonna, Cyndi Lauper, and everyone else around them were contributing to the US pop industry. He Suman felt that he found the formula for commercial success without compromising his vision out of fear of censorship. Taking inspiration from the Japanese idol system and combining it with the US pop system, Yi Suman went back to Korea and founded SM Entertainment after working different jobs and raising enough money, of course. But he was the one who created the K-pop system of the Korean entertainment industry, where the label takes care of everything end to end discovery, training, and marketing. And this really has come to represent the K-pop industry. He was also the one who shaped idols to become perfect celebrities. With him, being an idol isn't just a job, it's a lifestyle. He assigned idols personalities and trained them how to behave to build up their brand. He was the one who made groups live together. He also designed the system so that label owns everything about the artist, which is in contrast with how the US labels or the US music industry is doing it. In the US, there are different companies that take care of different things. There's somebody in licensing, somebody in merchandising, somebody in publishing. But with Isuman, the management company takes care of everything. SM is the first entertainment company that introduced the process used by all other talent agencies in Korea in discovering and launching artists. Many may hate the man, but the truth is that all other companies patterned the foundation of their companies after Yi Suman's business model. His vision didn't just involve creating his company. His vision included shaping the whole entertainment industry of Korea. I would love to hear your thoughts and your ideas on this. So please leave them in the comment section below. You can say whatever it is that you want to say for as long as you say it respectfully. Also, please follow me on Patreon if you're looking for a place where you can express yourself, express your ideas, especially if it's an unpopular one, and not worry about getting mobbed or getting hated or getting canceled. That is the place for you. For as long as you express yourself or say what you want to say respectfully, you should be good. Follow me on X or on Twitter as well, and also on Instagram. If you ended up liking this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And of course, share the video if you can. Thank you.